An idea or vision that is created in your imagination. That's the definition of a dream. As a kid, we all have dreams. Dreams of being a firefighter or an astronaut, or the most elusive, a professional athlete.
Nick Moore, also here a year ago at first base, batting eighth.
Pitch to the plate, Moore drills it right field. That's going to be over the head of the right fielder. It's going to one-hop the wall.
For Nick Moore, it was no different. During the 2011 Major League Baseball draft, his dream became his reality. An 18-year-old kid fresh out of high school, he signed a contract with the Boston Red Sox on July 27th as a third baseman.
I wanted to play baseball as long as I could because that was kind of my first love for sports and stuff. And I always wanted to spend my life doing that, make a living on it, and kind of go that route.
When you think about your dream, you don't ever think about it ending. The possibility of it actually coming true is so far-fetched, there's no time to focus on how it could end. But on April 3rd, 2015, the dream, Nick Moore's dream, ended. Nick was cut from the team at the end of spring training.
It taught me a lot about me and like kind of what I wanted in life and kind of like helped me prioritize, the things that were most important. I've got like a bunch of strong relationships through baseball. And I had some of the greatest teachers in the world teaching me baseball, but also teaching me how to handle, certain situations. If life's not going your way, how are you going to bounce back and how are you going to be able to, go at it with a positive attitude?
For 1,442 days, Nick was living out his dream. It might not have been how he planned it, and he may not have performed as well as he'd hoped, but there's always beauty in the struggle.
I can't thank my teachers and my coaches and my teammates enough throughout my career, shaping me into a man, turning me from a 18-year-old kid to a 22-year-old man when it was over.
Pitch to the plate, Moore drills it right field. That's going to be over the head of the right fielder. It's going to one-hop the wall. One run is in. Second man headed to the plate.
A 22-year-old man, fresh off a short career in baseball, Nick moved on to the next phase of his life, the University of Georgia.
I didn't really have time to think about it. I got cut, and then on my way home that night, I got a call from a school, and it was like I hadn't even been cut for 12 hours, and I was already getting recruited all over again like I was in high school.
Football wasn't the dream. Baseball was. But now, football is the reality. In high school, Nick shined on the gridiron. That success led him to a new reality here at Georgia, one that some of his teammates didn't have.
It definitely helped the transition, being able to have this as a plan. I wasn't a lot of my friends that got cut, they go into real life and they don't really know what's next, especially out of high school. They're one of my closest friends got cut a week before I did, and I was just talking to him and he was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've never been to school, I'm 23.
At 22, Nick is enrolled as a freshman and is competing for a starting spot on the football team. His teammates call him Grandpa, but Nick doesn't think of it that way.
Obviously I'm different here in a different scenario than most kids, but I enjoy being here. It kind of helps me relax. I took baseball very seriously, and it kind of got in the way of why I played in the first place and kind of made me dislike baseball. And now I'm just trying to relax and be a kid again.
Most of the time when we dream, we imagine that our family and friends will be there to experience it with us. But for Nick, a 20-hour drive from Georgia to Maine made that nearly impossible.
Throughout my career in baseball, maybe 5 of my friends came and watched, and outside of my family and even my parents. My dad probably saw, 20 games in my career, and I probably played close to 1,000.
Now, in this new reality, it's different. His family is here, both on the field and off of it.
We live probably 30 minutes from the stadium. My dad's here, my family's here every weekend. My brother just had a son, so being close for my nephew, that's kind of a big deal for me. So it just works out really well. I'm a big family man, so I like being home.
We all have dreams. But sometimes the dream isn't how we imagined it. And sometimes reality can be just as good.
You know, I've had opportunities I didn't even think were possible. You know, I talked about it, but I didn't think it was actually ever a thing. And then, you know, for me to come in and talk to Coach Rick and for him to, you know, believe that, you know, maybe I can make an impact anyway at Georgia, not just playing on the field, but, you know, anyway with my life experience, teaching these kids how to become older, you know, become men and kind of move on in real life. You know, it's been a big deal. You know it means a lot to me, it means a lot to my family. My dad went to Georgia, my brother goes here. You know, we're Bulldogs, we live 20 minutes from the stadium. I mean, it's like, Georgia's been a big part of our life, and growing up here, been a Georgia fan, you know, my whole life. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this is like the best thing that could have happened. You know, baseball didn't work out, but to have this opportunity, like, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Hunker down!